Hey guys, what's going on? This is an episode of How Do We Save the World? With us today, we have a Mr. Cryptic, a Mr. Jez, Mad Dodge Productions, as well as the voice of Ron. So, gentlemen, or ladies, or anything in between, how the hell do we save the world?
Kill everybody, I reckon.
Well, that is goes into the whole argument of humanity is a cancer upon the earth. I believe we should be good shepherds of the earth, and we're not going to delve into in shepherds we shall be for thee, my lord, for thee power. That's a whole other discussion.
It is
How about
indeed.
avoiding genocide? Go.
Well, I believe Bill Hicks said it best. We are a virus with shoes.
I would just point out two things. One, Thanos did nothing wrong. And two, if we really want to save the world, we have to build the replicator.
Okay, the replicator. All right, no, that is a very valid point. So, do we need to build a dome around the sun to harvest all that fusion energy?
At the expense of possibly being able to, like, be on Mars and shit? No. We do that to other suns. Like, we do that maybe to, like, something that has been out of a supernova, possibly a dwarf star.
I just realized the error in my plan as Mr. Burns tried to do a similar thing to Springfield, and people didn't like it. People like sunlight.
So what is that, a level 4 civilization? Isn't that a level 4 civilization when you're able to build a Dyson sphere around the sun to harvest the energy?
I think it was 5.
Okay, you know what level we are right now?
We need to level up.
We're like
Quite
3.
a bit.
Maybe 2.
Well, hey, you know what? Hey, no time better than the present, right? So but seriously, I mean, again, I know there's been horrific conflict. We don't have hydrogen bombs and stuff going off all around us, at least hopefully that we're at least noticing. But dude, I mean, at least over here in the States, and I guess maybe even Voice could enlighten us to the UK a little bit, there just seems to be a lot of division that's palatable. Or is it all just in the media?
I personally think that most of it's in the media, because I look around my community and stuff, and from what I see, it's not exactly the same way media depicts. Like, I'm coming from somebody who was in Arkansas, where there is a huge divide racially. Well, I mean, not anymore, but it still is in some places. You know what I mean?
I hear it. I go outside and stuff, and I typically don't see folks rioting in the streets. It just, maybe it is the mimetic from just what we're watching on TV and stuff.
The mimetic? Dude, walk through Portland.
Yeah, but Portland is in the entire United States of America.
What about Eugene?
Unto itself. I have not walked through Eugene that I know of.
Well, I mean, I can.
I live near there. Like, seriously.
Yeah,
I don't want these Antifa faggots running around.
To be fair, I almost got thrown off a cruise ship when I was 5 because I was so annoying. Although that might have been outside Washington State.
Your parents tried to kill you?
No. My grandmother may have mentioned some words, and then people freaked out, and I may have pissed off the captain. I think this was shortly after I threw away an ancient Eskimo artifact off the side of a glacier.
How rich are you growing up? What the fuck? Wait a minute. Are we talking to fucking Mr. Burns here?
My father was a fairly successful Jewish attorney. Not that I'm stereotyping or anything.
I mean, so he is a Jew.
Hey, you go your way, I'll go Yahweh.
Where's Patrick Little when you need him?
You didn't even name him. He got the wrong one.
Hey, the funny thing about that, I was actually looking when I was starting this live stream in the new beta studio. It goes over your videos, and actually the little clip that I stole from I borrowed with permission from Mad Dodge Productions of Stuart Little, that 10-minute clip a couple of you guys were on. it actually was my most highly ranked video, and in like several categories were up over 999%.
But it wasn't coherent. It wasn't a coherent story.
What was it? And all of a sudden, all I heard you saying, actually, I think Cryptic, it was something about you just finished the word Zionism, and that same second he popped on. So I just wanted to have it fully, the experience with him with On the Red Eye. So, yeah, all you hear is Cryptic going, Zionism, and then Patrick Little.
That's beautiful.
Hey, context matters, right, voice?
Indeed, it does.
Sure.
And I mean, the thing is like, for me, it was, maybe he's like a senator that might have gotten a bad rap. And if he did, and if he wasn't, then, we can show that, well, we won't have to show it. He'll show it himself that he's an asshole. And, I was like, all right, well, let's just try and pick his brain for a second. And Mad Dodge just goes like, it was basically around the low ball question of the same thing. Like, what do you read? That's a trick question. Yeah, it was pretty much that
only
level
if you don't read.
Yeah.
It's well, no, and you know what? I've actually heard folks say that, well, we need more folks like Patrick Little. I mean, their particular ideologies and my generalized ideology may not particularly line up, but I mean, if you entertain the idea, what's the guy saying? His platform is quote unquote, "I name the Jew." What does that mean? What does it mean? A lot of folks are now saying, well, globalist stands for Jew and stuff. Why? Because there are certain folks that are proportionally have a much higher percentage of specific positions of power and everything like that. I mean, to be fair, I mean, hey, if there's a Jewish cabal going on, I mean, I don't know if I ever got an invite or anything, or could it be that there's a certain group of folks that have been hated on for a number of years, so a lot of times they put certain things like front and foremost, kind of like taking care of themselves and their family. They become successful in a number of different fields and stuff that often. Well, exactly.
The key is that I believe that most of these people are.
Just be careful a little bit, Jez. We're getting a little feedback.
Sorry, Jez.
Is there anything I can do?
Just move your mic a little away from your speakers if that's how you're running it, or plug in some headphones if you got some.
Right. I'll sort something out.
Yeah, headphones is what I do personally.
No, real quick. Real quick. I just have to know, memes. Who says we need more people like Patrick Little in this world? Like, do we need more stupid people?
I think there was a person that commented on one of my videos. I mean, I initially thought, I mean, and maybe it's still true, that he's more of kind of like you're combining like Alex Jones with Richard Spencer. Like, it kind of seemed to be a fusion of that, just kind of like going a bit over the top and everything. But I mean, he is an official candidate that will be voted on this upcoming Tuesday. According to the Wikipedia page, he's a Nazi. At least that's what Wikipedia says. So.
Well, I mean, he seems to be. I wouldn't say that he's a Nazi yet, because he hasn't proven to be a Nazi. But I would say that he is a white supremacist, or something related to that.
Well, I mean, I really thought it was just kind of like a troll campaign and stuff. But I mean, if you take the mimetic of that, and if you're going around saying your platform is named the Jew, doesn't that give like a lot of the media kind of fodder saying that, oh my God, my Nazis are coming and going to like destroy the world and stuff like that? And if a lot of folks are paying lip service or just kind of going, lols 1488 or whatever the hell they're doing, it's like, I stand by, dude. If you take away a lot of like the 1488 memes and stuff like that and just that shit posting, it's like, I think a lot of folks that are of maybe a more conservative or libertarian-esque nature, I mean, I think there might be more traction, or a lot of folks would be less likely to think bad things.
Well, this is why I don't like people like Patrick Little. It's because he gets thrown in with people like President Trump, and also the guy I voted for governor. I held my nose because he's a Republican, but I voted Libertarian everywhere else. But Newt Bueller is running against Kate Brown, who I hate that fucking cunt. I really fucking do. I do not want her as the governor of Oregon. So I voted Republican for governor.
The good news is
real quick. Let me finish. I have 10 seconds left. But Kate Brown was putting out commercials on YouTube, and they're saying that Bueller is directly connected and supports President Trump, and she's using that as a way to sway Oregon voters who are far more left than the rest of the country to not vote for him. And that's what Patrick Little is doing as well. Anyway, I'm done.
So what you're saying is because President Trump is a quote-unquote Republican and the candidate running under the Republican ticket is also Republican, therefore you're a National Socialist?
I didn't say it made sense.
And this is the thing that kind of gets me, and just like, and you know what, hey, I'm fully guilty of this myself, and I'm trying to be better, but it's just like, do we still have freedom of association? Or if you talk to somebody that's beyond the pale, like, does that infect you? I mean, that kind of sounds back like elementary school. It's like, you talk to so and so, you have cooties. Like, I mean, seriously, like what's going on here? Like, yeah, because I mean, all of a sudden it's like, all right, you was it the alternative influencer network and stuff like that? It's like everything boils down to like apparently 3 degrees from Richard Spencer. And if you look at who actually probably more or less kind of made him famous, wasn't it like CNN just covering like that little clip at the rally? It's like when he's saying, "Hail Trump, hail victory," and a whole bunch of folks go up there and are throwing out some Roman Nazi salutes and stuff like that. It's like the medic of that is powerful. I mean, that's how most folks were kind of like identified as them or were exposed. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm just confused. Roman Nazi salutes. I know Hitler kind of stole that from the Romans, but the Romans didn't have any. There wasn't any Roman
Nazis. They stole it from America.
It actually, as far as I understand it, basically the whole Sieg Heil thing, basically it was initially used by Rome. Hitler then readopted and essentially ruined it for everybody. Caesar. Well, it goes back. It's kind of like trying to say, well, a swastika is just a Tibetan good luck charm. It's like, no, that's not what folks associate it with. And yes, I believe in the States at one point there was something. I think, didn't we kind of do that before, like the Pledge of Allegiance, like before we put like our hands on our heart and stuff like that?
Well, the thing is about the swastika is the way that they're pointing is actually the details on that. If you're actually wanting to go into the Tibetan symbol.
Oh no, I was just quoting Robin Williams from a bit that he did before.
Pointing at a different light or something, isn't it?
Oh, go ahead, Jez. Sorry, we talked over you.
Oh, no worries. I was just agreeing with saying that the swastika was in a different position.
Yeah.
Pointing in different ways or something.
Yeah, I mean they were in opposite directions.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Cheers.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where if you're kind of just looking at it, it's like, I get it. Yeah, there are differences and stuff, but it's people are freaking busy and stuff. And like most folks usually aren't political junkies like us with just all of a sudden it's like, oh, news, stories, this and that and the other thing. I mean, folks are trying to live their lives, feed their families and just survive. So if all of a sudden they see something like they just kind of associate with that, it's like, oh, well, I guess this person's a Nazi. I guess this person's a racist or a bigot or something like that. And then if you're adding in different certain trolling campaigns and stuff, you're saying things, yeah, they might be obnoxious and everything, but I mean, folks do take things certain way. I mean, in ways, it is like brushing off vanity and showing reality as to how silly some things can be, because let's face it, if you do something, even if it's on one of the image boards or something, and all of a sudden there's actually a news story about it, It's literally you're working to get something to go viral to bring into reality, because if it wasn't covered on certain mainstream platforms, it doesn't get like 10,000 retweets or something like that. I mean, like, it just kind of falls to the wayside, right?
Yeah.
No, the only reason I bring this up is because I've literally been on live streams or just noticing comment sections and stuff, folks saying, "Oh, retweet this, get this everywhere, let's go viral." And it's like, if it does happen, it's a story. It's something that many folks all across the country and even across the world are often paying attention to. So it's literally like we really are creating our own reality here, right?
Yeah, I can see that with retweets and the way social media affects media in general, and it's all come together into some really weird place where the public can just hold people accountable for a tweet and destroy careers. It's a weird world we're living in, I think.
Has anyone played Dead Space 3?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Okay, any of the Dead Space franchise at all?
I have not. Hey,
Okay.
hey, SSM, have you played Dead
Well,
Space at all?
Well, I'll go ahead and there's this thing called a marker that controls all these different dead cells. It reawakens dead cells, and then the dead cells have only two objectives: either reawaken more undead cells or make more dead cells. And that's how they are. And eventually, it gets to where there's so much body mass that it all goes into the marker, and they become like a planet-sized mass that influence other planets. Over-satirizing this, but putting that and reflecting it on how that would be if the media and social media were to both combine.
That sounds like just an infinitely progressing like tumor growth or something, just like
Yep.
what you described.
Pretty much.
That sounds horrible. And
Yeah.
potentially like avoiding the laws of physics, or if it is applying by physics, it's literally consuming everything.
Yep.
Sounds like I want to die.
That's pretty much how I feel about the way that media has been so far.
Also, hey Vash, how you been, bud?
Doing all right. Well, I'm alive. Got a heartbeat.
Nah.
Wait,
Don't
hold
we
on.
all?
So you're saying it's just another day in paradise?
Yeah, could be. This cat is currently kneading on my stomach and just in my face. Here,
Because she
Yeah,
thinks her
I'll
bowl's
reveal
empty. Mine's sleeping on my bed, and he's curling around like a little cutie. Oh, he just stuck on his leg.
Yeah, well, I have a parrot and a cat that are both assholes, and they can't leave each other alone. They keep
Did you
fighting
say a
all the time.
parrot and a cat?
Yes, me.
Do they socialize?
Kind of. The cat tries to punch the bird, and the bird bites the cat's hand.
try trying to hold a cigarette with this.
Oh, is that a Bengal? It's a pretty kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you let the cat eat the bird, Sith?
I keep trying. I don't care. Let them kill each other.
Get them to look at it. On the camera.
Anyway.
As a modern day Dr. Sarazawa said, let them fight. Although it sounds like the bird's winning.
Dodge, how are you feeling, bud?
I'm alive. I'm well enough to be drinking a beer today.
Fair enough.
Hey, you gotta sip your medicine, man. Just make it all go away.
Oh, tomorrow I turn 34. I need an early midlife crisis. Anybody got a Corvette for sale?
Jeez, I
get
need to move.
fucked. I turned 39 in a couple months, asshole.
Oh, you get the real midlife crisis in like a year or so.
I have no midlife crisis.
You will.
Does it help that I've already had like 2?
Oh, fuck you, memes. But yeah, it does help.
Aren't you like 22, memes? Like, how old are you? I'm kidding.
You know how old I am because I'm
I
already
know.
you in the future.
That's a
Oh
scary
my
thought.
God.
I better not turn into a scaly. Anyway,
Don't worry, there's always time.
You will be.
I swear Vesh and I aren't infectious. At least I'm not that I know of. Maybe I am.
I have a surprisingly lot of knowledge about necromorphs.
Why does that not necessarily surprise me? I was going to say, and Quinn isn't here. Oh my God, you could just go into a whole necro stream.
Actually, yeah.
Oh, I've been playing some zombies too.
oh shit, what's up, Jensen? Haven't seen you in a few days, man.
Well, me and Jensen have got a cookbook we're thinking of, so.
But wouldn't the zombie apocalypse actually help the planet ultimately? That would save the world.
Not if they're all necropen based.
Well, if they're just regular zombies, though.
Wait, hold on. What do we define as zombie? What if they were more like Autobot zombies and they were actually mechanically based and they could assemble into like Voltron?
Don't you mean Decepticon memes?
Wouldn't that be like the Borg, kind of?
Because all the stupid ones will get bitten first, so.
We would have less cubes.
Mm.
That's the big cube thing, right?
Yep.
Okay.
It had cubes and it had spears, and I can't remember what the other one was.
How about cones? I like cones because you can put ice cream in them, and chocolate and sprinkles. Oh, and fudge, and little pieces of cookie and peanuts. Although you got to be careful now because a lot of folks have peanut allergies.
But the zombie apocalypse could actually heal the world.
Yeah, I mean that technically. I mean, well, are zombies human? I think that comes down to that question. Because if zombies are human, then are we avoiding genocide by becoming all undead?
Yeah,
No, you see, the zombies would eventually deteriorate.
Yeah, eventually you would think.
I mean, entropy always finds a way.
Memes. We're not giving the zombies rights. All right, I draw the line at zombies.
Just fun it.
No,
Hey,
zombies need rights too.
Well, zombies are people too.
No, they're not. They're dead bodies.
But they don't need legs.
No, they don't.
You see, they need.
Well,
they
people
need
don't
lives,
need
but
legs.
They don't need the
You're lucky
legs.
if you have some.
You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sell wheelchairs during the zombie apocalypse to the zombies. Maybe, hopefully, they'll let me live.
Wait, you're making them mobile?
Yeah, you're
Oh
welcome.
my God, you're gonna be hooking them to hoverboards, aren't you? Actually, no, that would be how you would end a zombie apocalypse because it would just catch on fire, likely. As long as it's fresh.
No, it would like not understand how to use it, and then it would just shoot itself off into a random fucking direction. Possibly make destruction of a skyscraper.
Okay, just whatever you do, don't give them a segue.
Hey, I'll take the wheelchair, man. I can barely walk. I'm a broken ass motherfucker.
Oh dear God, Tiger Lily has pointed out how is any of this going to actually save the world? Topic, gentlemen, topic. We would never get sidetracked on this channel at all.
Okay, how would this change the? How would this save the world? All right, you got zombies now. If you're gonna go into Walking Dead territory, or use either Walking Dead or what's another movie that somebody could use as a guideline for
Shaun
this?
of the
Day
Dead.
of the Dead. Day of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead.
No, Zombieland.
Yeah.
Well, we're wanting original. Like these are the Zombieland's nice, but these are the originals that base the criteria of.
What's the one where they hole up in the mall?
Day of the Dead. Or, yeah, I think so. So these are zombies that are reanimated by a virus. Now they still rot over time, which means that these zombies would eventually deteriorate into nothing.
Well, unless they were fusion-based zombies, because they're cold, and if we had cold fusion, therefore nuclear zombies.
Have
You know,
any of you ever seen the Vincent Price old what the fuck was that movie that they that Will Smith was in? The
Independence Day.
The last
no means the fucking zombie movie.
Independence Day 2.
No,
yeah. Will Smith was the zombie in that
Man
one.
on Earth, Will Smith's version is I Am Legend or something. But
I
it's
Am
based on-
Legend. Yes, I Am Legend. Did you ever see the original Vincent Price? I Am
The last
Legend.
Man on Earth.
Wasn't he the guy on the Munsters?
Vincent
No.
Price? No, he did a bunch of different movies.
No, I know where you're going with that.
The movie you're thinking about is The Last Man on Earth.
Yeah.
With
Yes.
Vincent Price.
Yes, Vincent Price. I did mistake the name.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Fuck you, memes. Just
I love you
kidding.
too.
Well, I have a question.
You know I love you, brother.
That's in the 70s with the Omega Man, and then Will Smith did it later with whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Same principle, Vincent Price movie.
I think there's a reason why they don't do zombie movies in Alaska during the winter or in Russia during the winter. I think the zombies would freeze, right? Like you could totally live up there and survive.
Wait a second. That's where the stockpiles of the past ravenous generation of zombies is? Dude, we need to stop global warming now.
Well, you know, it's not a thing.
No. Seriously, here's the thing. If you just put the meme out there, it's like, no, we don't got to stop the melting polar ice caps because the oceans are going to raise 9 inches in the next 100 years or so. It's like, it's going to release the freaking zombie plague. That'll be a powerful mimetic. And it might be true according to our on-stream research here.
Oh, it'll give you something to do on the way to work, I suppose. Killing zombies.
Are you guys just gonna skate by the frozen zombie idea? I thought that was a good direction. Damn. Oh well.
Wait a second, MD. So what you're saying is the Nazi penguins are trying to revive the frozen zombie armies.
Oh, why not?
Don't give the penguins flamethrowers. We're fucked.
Dude, Elon Musk must be part of it. Even though flamethrowers are illegal, he simply has an inflammatory device that can project things. This is not a flamethrower.
Are they illegal? I thought they were legal.
A fucking flamethrower? No!
Yeah. I've seen homemade flamethrowers before.
Homemade. You're not supposed to
Homemade
sell them.
flamethrowers are legal. Well, kind of.
Yeah, I thought it was just like making a potato gun.
Well, I think it is in the exact same class of that. You don't often see them on Amazon or eBay for obvious reasons, maybe.
Oh, I'm Googling, can I buy a flamethrower? I'll be right back.
No. There's actually like several components. I mean, you could purchase the components and stuff, but otherwise, no, that's illegal.
Yeah, for the most part. Have you ever shot somebody in the ass with a potato gun? It's fucking hilarious.
Well, the means of destruction channel does not condone violence among humanity and stuff, or shooting potatoes up other people's butts, but I have not. Continue.
Yes, do not shoot a potato at somebody. That is not nice.
I cannot
dude.
condone
You
nor
guys-
condemn potato shooting.
You guys, tactical propane blowtorch, $325 on Etsy. M9A17 military flamethrower, only $25 on eBay. I know what I'm getting for Christmas. Like,
Dodge, be a good boy. Oh, wait. That was wrong. I mean, don't be a good boy.
flamethrowers are legal. Sorry, memes. I'm buying a flamethrower.
What quality do they come in?
You do realize that's the same thing as like somebody selling 1 ounce of cannabis on Amazon, seeing as interstate commerce clause and current federal regulations. Yeah. Don't believe everything you read on the internet.
I just buy my ounce from the local.
And then there's this
There
big
are
ass
some
flamethrower
ways.
on Etsy.
there are some ways that people can do stuff through the mail, but it's like it's more trouble than it's worth, really, because it's overly complicated and convoluted.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I live in the Cascades. I'd be fucked. I'd burn the whole mountain down. I don't need a flamethrower. I'm just saying.
No, we already know that California fire is what you decided to try out a flamethrower, and that's what happened. We all know.
No, we all know that Matt definitely didn't spell his 100+ proof whiskey, get pissed off, and then throw a fucking flint down the ground, thereby igniting a spark. And this conversation has never happened.
Nope.
I have agencies. We love you.
I have never spilt my whiskey, sir.
Why
Even
why
falling
do you
down
question
an
dog?
escalator, I never spilled a drop.
I
For an
feel
hour
like
and a
that's.
half.
I feel like these are unfactual statements.
I don't know, man. I've slipped and fallen down into the campsite holding my fucking can of beer, and I didn't spill any. I went sliding down this fucker too, all the way down where the fucking tent was. Missed the steps. It was dark.
No, that's just because your beer was
Falling
empty.
downstairs is a normal thing for every blue-blooded American.
Hey, the last time I took a terrible fall like that, I was actually carrying my wedding date. And I fell, dropped an entire glass centerpiece. It exploded everywhere, but my date landed safely on her feet.
Hey, MC, how you doing, brother?
MC,
Hello.
how do we save the world?
One rock at a time.
No rocks, minus rock from the equation. Unless it's rock and roll.
I like it.
Hey, you got my answer.
Hey, MC, I have a real question for you, actually. Did you catch President Trump's speech today? I ended up passing out because I didn't feel good and I missed it. It was on immigration and that caravan.
Actually, I have not seen it. I've been at work. Sorry.
I listened to a bit of it on the National Libertarians channel, aka Purposeful Discussion, and for what it said is President Trump had a well-crafted speech where he was saying what seems to be very, or at least factual things, and stating about concerns about drugs and everything. I did not listen to the whole thing. I'm sure there was a little bit of Trumpian rhetoric in it, but no, I mean, it's you got to do what you got to do, and you don't want to see folks freaking dying on the border. I want to see folks dying in general.
Hey, Memes, do you like to smoke herb?
I have done stuff and things in the
No,
history of
okay,
mankind.
fair enough. Fair enough.
What do you got?
I got a little bit of resin because I'm out of pot.
I feel your pain.
That's the Stone Age.
Feel your pain, bruh. I know. Unfortunately, I don't feel your pain because I have Keith, so.
Vash, don't be a dick, but that's actually funny.
I have gummy bears, though. BRB gummy bears.
Well, I mean, what I do is I roll my resin around in Keith, and people are like, why the fuck do you do that? That's retarded. And it's like, well, it makes the Keith stretch.
Because yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Hashtag every part of the buffalo.
yep.
Yes. Actually, have you ever killed a buffalo? Because I never have.
I haven't either, although I've eaten many of their small wings. I'm still curious how they fly with those.
Well,
I've killed-
buffalo.
I've killed hundreds of those bastards. It was on Oregon Trail, but still hundreds of them littered the whole place.
Oh, fucking Dodge. Yeah, Oregon Trail, man. I remember that game. That was fun. Hello?
Nom 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 gummy bears.
Oh, no.
Continue. MC
No.
minus rocks.
No, but Oregon Trail was fun as hell back when I was a young child.
Enjoy them gummy bears whilst you're young, because your teeth will fall out.
Hold on. Hey, these aren't super high in sugar like the other ones. But SSM, would you say that was back when you were a young warthog?
Fuck you, memes, but yeah.
Okay. Actually, no, that brings up a discussion I actually had with Zach a while ago. is one of the issues we have, like with like a lot of folks kind of growing up and just existing nowadays, is that like MD, SSM, and like a lot of folks here, like we were pretty much like the last generation to be bored.
Yeah, Gen X, man.
No, like because like we used to. I remember going outside and like hitting trees with sticks, pretending they were monsters and stuff. Like with my friends, it was like,
right?
You did.
You used to pretend I was a ninja. I used to pretend I was a samurai. Oh.
I was kind of sad. I lived up in the woods. There was some neighbors I hung out with, but other than that, I pretty much had to go outside and throw the football to myself. You know, you throw it up in the air, run and catch it. Like, it was pretty sad.
Yeah, you had to have your own fun. That's kind of what it was back in the day. Like when you see what was that Adam Sandler movie where he's like, just throw a rock at your brother, just hit him in the head, please.
No, he said, no, he goes, throw a rock. Come on, throw a rock. Hit the pond. Hit a tree. Hit your brother.
Right?
Guys, stop giving MC ideas.
Yeah, but MC's old.
Do kids even know how to skip rocks on the pond anymore?
Oh,
I'm sure there's an app for that.
You can skip rocks on atmospheres too.
Kids in the UK don't even know how to fucking read a goddamn clock.
Whoa there, straight Sith. We do.
Yeah,
are you a kid?
Digital don't count.
Middle-aged man.
Hey, to be fair, I remember learning like the hands of a clock in the 3rd grade, and that wasn't the easiest thing. It was kind of confusing. Like a whole bunch of ticks around a circle.
Yeah, a little bit, but even then you're like
grade.
Yes. I think.
You were learning how to read time in the 3rd grade.
Hey, digital clocks have existed for a while, my man. Or the little flippy clocks.
No, I could hear MC face palming as he said that.
Like 3 years old.
Exactly. You were given these clocks when they were 2.
What? No, I just went whatever the cable box said.
I just could see MC smashing his face against the desk going, no.
MC, I apologize that I did not grow up doing the Dewey Decimal System with an abacus.
I assume that you never really did memorization of math either.
Okay.
No, we did up to 12. We had our charts.
You had charts.
Well, yeah, no, and maybe some flashcards.
Oh God, I'm having too much fun.
And when did you learn this? When you were what? Senior high school?
No, maybe like the 3rd or 4th grade. Like it was around the same time as clocks because it was, I don't know, man. Maybe it was because I was kind of blind and never really said anything.
That may have something to do with it.
Well, hey, I mean these things happen, and the teachers kind of just say, "Well, you know what? On with you now," or something like that. It's I kind of wonder about that sometimes.
Don't pay attention when you need it. Some teachers, they just gloss over everything just to get the days done, and that's it, innit? Unfortunately, and then pupils have to suffer.
Crank this audio means.
Yeah, I'm going to crank it a little bit more. Vash, continue about the Dewey Decimal System, please.
Don't you know we need the Dewey Decimal System? We start with A, and then we go to B.
And then we go to C.
C.
No, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. No. If it did that and it went by letters and stuff, or at least author, it would make sense. It's the sheer fact it's like 1.192.642. It's like, no, I just want the fucking Farmer's Almanac. I would realize I was routing off like IP addresses and stuff, but hey, math is hard.
Did you just dox your own IP address?
Now you scared him. Good job. Now you got
He's like, oh shit, now I got to look at my IP address.
Oh my God! The DDoS from the 6 people watching that are all on this stream. Oh no! Is it the end of the world? I need to start a kickfund
Russia. That's where my IP address is. Russia.
Most of the time, my computer, it's like, oh, you hacked this computer, but I also have this computer that I don't put on specifically. I don't bring it to my internet network.
No, I mean, unless you have a static IP, you can pretty much just unplug your modem and if you wait
No,
long enough,
like this
that can
this
be time to do
computer.
it.
Yeah, but this computer just I don't bring it up other than playing emulator games on it and shit. Like it doesn't connect to Wi-Fi. I have to plug it in Ethernet style, and I normally don't use it because there's other computers that I have that are more useful. That one's more of if I want to just scour the deep net for, looking around and shit.
So when you're browsing stuff and things, but to reroute the whole conversation back, we were kind of talking about like it kind of seems that when you actually go outside and you look around, unless you're in really kind of a really very controversial area where something's kind of going on, like life goes on. Seems all right. I don't see people mass killing each other in the streets yet, so that's a good thing, right, MC?
Well, unless we're talking about Chicago.
Oh,
Excuse me.
that's a whole other bundle of issues. I can only have my own reference point here. How about you guys?
That's fair enough, man. I understand.
Well, I get the news all the time in the UK, like stabbings in the big cities, Manchester, Birmingham, London. And I frequent these places a lot to go to Comic-Cons and things, and I've never had any trouble whatsoever or ever even seen any. But the
No, and
media
that's something I wanted to ask about.
in these big cities in the UK, everybody's getting stabbed. But I've never seen it.
So, what's with the deal where the UK wants to make knives less sharp to stop stabbings? You can slash a person, right?
Yeah.
In the UK, everybody's got a beer bottle. They don't need to carry a knife.
They took away garden tools. They took away a fucking goddamn potato peeler.
Ridiculous.
Well, what about construction workers?
The 70s. Everybody had a knife in the 70s. We used to take them to school. And now
we still do in America.
Yeah, you're not really supposed to bring it into school. But I'm like, well, if I can have a utility knife, like how am I going to cut my sheetrock?
Well, yeah, memes, exactly.
I mean, I could use a high powered saw, but I mean, oh god, let's not even go down this route.
Why don't we use the flamethrower I found for sale?
No, because it's supposed to be like fireproof, or at least slow the spread of fire.
Well, then we'll put it to the test.
How about not? No. Underwriter.
Oh, come on! You call yourself a dragon.
Hey.
And you don't want to purge things with flame. What?
Hey. No. We are not Ragnaros here. We are culture jargon.
At least I have electric breath.
Hey. Oh, well, fine. What does white lightning count as?
Well, I mean, that can still burn stuff, right?
You are not allowed to take away Seth powers, sir.
Hey, there can only be 2.
There can only be 1. Fuck you, memes.
No, technically 2. No, 3. 3 people use the.
All right. You win the argument. Fair enough.
No, you need to watch the Clone Wars. You do not step out of line.
Assholes.
I read the book.
Right. You're both right. You're assholes, but you're both right.
Oh, if you read the books, aren't you pissed that they threw all the books out? Like,
don't even start, man.
A little bit, but at the same time, I was very hopeful of it because for one, they were trying to go. At first, they were like, "Jar Jar Binks, he's out of here." I'm like, "Yes," and then they were like, "All the other shit, they're out of here." I'm like, "But no."
Vash, I have an argument there. All of the prequels were decent. I don't give a fuck about Jar Jar Binks, but they had to bring in fucking Kylo Ren. Fuck
Yeah,
that
Kylo
guy.
Ren was a
Fuck.
I'm an old Star Wars fan, Seth. 40 years from day one. I totally agree with you. I enjoyed the prequels. I enjoyed them then. I enjoyed them now.
Yeah.
This stuff. You are kidding me. What the hell is that?
I didn't even get through a quarter of The Last Jedi.
I'm so edgy. I have the power of the Force.
Is it a bad thing that one of my buddies got me the first half of episode 1 on a CD at that time? And since I didn't get the second half free on a CD, I waited a decade before I actually watched the rest of the movie.
That's fair enough.
You know, I remember putting
VHS.
typing in command prompt in a certain code, and you could watch the entirety of the Star Wars series, except it was like all like drawn out and like digital.
And you know what? Honestly, I think that what was it called? The fucking not The Last Jedi, but
I think it's still in every Windows computer.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue One is actually decent.
It is, Seth. I agree with you. But that's only because they're grabbing us old fans by the balls. That's all. It's
True.
nostalgia. It's fan service. At its best.
Is it a bad thing that I was watching that movie and I'm like, wait, where are all the new characters that you just introduced? I'm so confused. And then at the end of the movie, I'm like, oh, this is it.
No one is speaking of the father of Star Wars, though. No one remembers the father of Star Wars.
George is awesome.
Dune.
What? Oh. We're bringing sandworms into this, are we?
1977 would have been fuck all without Marsha Lucas, who was in the editing room. She made that film what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Dune was flat out amazing. And I gotta say, the book series, if you were to look at Star Wars and look at, you know, the series of Dune, because I have all the books of Dune. Like,
hey,
here.
Vash, would you agree with me that they should have done the Yuzhen Vong?
Oh, yes. Definitely.
Wait, what is this Eugen bomb?
Trilogy of books, they were fucking excellent.
I will let these guys explain.
If I'm correct, you're talking about the kind of like the ritualized. It was in Children of Dune. Whenever it's basically like they have to like duel to the death and shit, right?
Well, the
Yuzhen another one.
Are a very inflammatory race that pretty much killed the entire Star Wars universe.
That sounds terrible. Is it like the undead we were talking about earlier?
What
Yeah,
is the ritualized combat? No.
You and your pen, Bash.
Cryptic, are you looking forward to the Dune remake?
I am hoping that they do it right, but I am fairly sure that they're not going to. The old style one. Now, if I could advise them or anything, or you know, throw in my 2 cents about it,
yeah,
it would be I would want them to keep the monologues of the old style black and white Dune.
Yeah.
But they should go with the old style with that and just look at everything that made that good. Go over to the 2000 TV. I think it was like a TV thing, like because it
TV miniseries.
yeah. go over to that one, watch that, and then realize what they did wrong. See, they have two different sets of movies that they can look at, and they can go, okay, this is where the original hit on everything and was impactful. This is where this mini series had hit and missed tragically because they didn't want to redo what this series did. So if they can combine those two and then they can add their flair into it if they want to, but if they combine those two and keep the story prevalent and then have like a deal where it does like a sequel of Children of Dune, where
The real problem with rebooting movies.
They've got a great director on board, so if anything, it's going to look visually stunning.
So what you're saying is they should actually listen to folks within the community to help give them things that they would actually like and enjoy, kind of like the whole Dragon Ball community is doing right now. And it's like, oh, it was a very popular series that's been away for like a decade. Let's actually bring it back and give some homage to the folks.
Yeah, and it worked.
And nobody's
I'm watching it.
Fans. Nobody loves this new Star Trek. Nobody loves the new Star Wars. Nobody loves any of the direction that beloved franchises are going anymore. They need to listen to.
Well, no, some folks like it. It's just there are many that are disappointed right now. And just as a random obscure reference right now, I must point out, as far as Doom goes, I still remember Jaleel White taking out The Rock with the BFG 9000. Continue.
No, Dune, not DOOM.
I understand. All I know is I looked at one of those movies once. It was like 6 hours and a whole lot of sand, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's part of the Jewish heritage in me, but it just didn't seem appetizing.
We've already spent over.
Wow.
No. But speaking about treks through the desert and everything, is this really just like a lot of the whole media thing? Because I've seen reports like within the past year or two stating that like 10 to like 15-year-olds, like 15 years ago, the attention span was 12 seconds, which it's now down to 8 seconds, which, yeah, it's only 4 seconds. But if you're talking about like upwards of a 30% decrease in the ability to pay attention to something like this, I mean, this has got to be like a technology thing, right? It's just we're culturing ourselves to just be like, ooh, shiny, ooh, piece of candy.
Hey, Memes, in the town you grew up in, did you ever go to a house or a store where they gave out, I don't know, actual candy?
Yes, I remember penny candy. That was sweet. You go down to the Moolahs, you throw a couple of pennies in there, you get your little nom-noms. Your parents would be like, hey, only one. And you're like, no, I got 4 pennies.
Yeah, I remember those days too. No, and there was the plaza that I grew up in. They would give out they would give out candy apples and popcorn balls.
I don't think you can do that anymore.
No, you can't. You cannot do that anymore. No longer will parents accept such things.
Yes, some.
I think it might depend on the community. Well, actually, does this go into like the whole media thing and something like
Exactly.
you got like literally one quote unquote bad apple, pun intended, that does something terrible, then all of a sudden parents are like, oh my God, we must defend our children. They can't have any tasty treats from the neighbors and stuff. Because pretty sure in many small communities where you know most of the folks and stuff, like that really ain't going to happen, or at least on average, because like folks know each other. If you do something terrible, dude, it's like people are going to know who it is.
That is exactly my point, because we would know who it was, and yeah, you're fucked.
Are we back down to the whole country mouse versus city mouse thing?
These people are handing out gummies that are going to be laced with marijuanas, and it's like no one that knows about fucking edibles will hand out their fucking edibles to anyone.
Vash, were you on Blind Press's stream earlier? Because she was talking about that.
No.
I suggest all of you go sub to that girl. Her name is Blind Press, and she's a blind chick. She's actually really funny.
Oh, go ahead and like just
Yeah, throw it out in the
link
chat.
to post the link to the channel.
I'll
Yes,
post
yes.
the link in Discord in a little bit. But yeah, she's a really awesome chick.
Well,
Memes
the
you would love
problem with
to
that,
see.
yeah, the problem with that topic is when we say nobody, unfortunately, it isn't nobody because statistically, I mean, there'll always be outliers and stuff. There'll always be folks that will just do horrible things, and that's why I kind of rant
Well,
and get into fights with a lot of folks because they're like, when all-encompassing terms are used, I don't care if it's Professor Peterson, I don't care if it's just somebody I'm talking to just during the day. When they use an all-encompassing statement, it's like when folks
yeah.
hear that, they're going to think, oh, you're talking about me. Because I actually had a little bit of an argument with my brother when my old man and stepmom were heading off to Florida like last night. We had a little dinner, and he said all people, and I'm like, oh, well, no, it's not all people because there's. And he turns to me, he's like, memes, like obviously I don't mean that. That should be implied. I'm like, well, yeah, but even if I realize what you're saying, it doesn't mean that everyone else necessarily means it, especially if somebody doesn't know you. If you're just a random person, especially on the internet, that someone's never met, they have no actual emotional connection or anything with. It's you say that, and then other folks will start to say that, and whatever folks you're talking about are going to, I don't know, maybe feel a little bit shitty. That's why I'm like, we need to be better wizards. We need to use better words and everything. And it just,
Better
it can,
wizards?
yes,
I'm
yes. Oh,
sorry.
I knew I would awaken an MC with that because MC
Well,
doesn't
let's
make that
talk about
statement.
something that just got released by Veritas today. Just a
Go
little
on.
while ago, as a matter of fact.
MC, who's Veritas again?
Veritas is the ones that are releasing all the the what do you call those kind of journalistic videos, investigative journalist videos, like all the corruption that was going on in the State Department, how they were all in the resist movement.
They released the Van Jones thing where he said the whole Russia investigation was a big nothing burger.
They released that. They released the what Planned Parenthood actually does. That they're basically an abortion factory. And now they just released a video on McCaskill where she stood up there and goes, "You damn right she wants to ban guns, but she doesn't dare say it."
I mean, it's not like a politician would ever say something to folks that are giving them money or something that maybe they don't mean.
A thing here in Arizona on Kirsten Cinema, basically saying that she's a left wing lunatic, that she thinks most of the people are stupid. She just has to say these things. And now they just released another video on the Beto campaign. This one showing them using funds to pay for supplies for the caravan coming.
Wait, what?
Beto campaign appears to illegally spend funds on supplies to the caravan.
But I mean, then they would be using like publicly raised funds for an election campaign, sending them internationally. I mean, you'd have to have like evidence for that, and that seems to be highly illegal.
I just hope that I just hope nobody that's the wrong person find out about this. It's fucking illegal.
Like, is this just like a staffer maybe saying something to appear very partisan?
It is a staffer, but a staffer is basically using one of their cards to send to the immigrant.
I mean, aside from a whole slew of laws that I would believe that exist that were potentially broken there, I mean, to be fair, you'd actually have to have evidence aside from just hearsay, right?
They have pictures of them doing it. Staff uses prepaid freaking cards for Hondurans.
Oh, there you. Okay, yeah. No. I mean, if they have hard evidence, all I'm saying is like.
When has Veritas not had hard evidence?
I think when the New York Post or whoever basically kind of caught them when they were trying to have like that false allegation lady come up.
Doing what?
She was saying that one of those staffers or something, was it the guy that was running in, was it Alabama or wherever? I thought he ended up losing anyway, but they were trying to like show that anybody can come forward. But I mean, journalistic integrity actually prevented that in that instance there.
Well, in this case, the journalist found out that it was a scam and freaking hid to hide herself. But they didn't report that. That wasn't something that they put out. I asked a very specific question, means what have they put out that's been inaccurate, that they haven't had evidence of? The fact that they were investigating a journalist is not a big issue. Okay, so they investigated somebody. It didn't work out. Next.
Oh no.
Well,
I'm saying no. Those
If
videos
they
are
lied
videos.
about the journalist, if they came back and said the journalist was actually doing all this stuff, then you would have a case, means. But you're already trying to figure out a way to hide the fact that you have a somebody that's big in the Democrat Party that is their freaking poster boy, all right, aiding and abetting this freaking invasion force coming north.
Well, grand allegations require grand evidence. That's all I'm saying, MC. I'm asking the questions that anyone
And
would
I asked
ask
a
if
very
they
simple question back, and you immediately went, "Well, we don't, we," because you don't want to believe.
was I disagreeing with
You
you?
can watch it. You want the link to the video?
Oh no, I can look it up. I understand. It's just some of their stuff. It's like I can absolutely believe that stuff, but at the same time, I understand there's certain
Why do you
folks that.
see that should scare the hell out of you already, shouldn't it?
What's that?
That you believe that it's true, that it's even possible.
So, I had the kids were being brats. I had to handle that. Are you talking about the Project Veritas video?
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, and that was the October surprise for the Democrats.
Oh, the one that came out just about an hour and a half ago.
Oh, okay. I was talking about the other one. Okay, all right.
This one's Beto's campaign staff basically sending prepaid cards down to the Honduran alliance to help the caravan.
So what do you guys think? Do you think?
Oh, that is a crime. I can see MC. I was pretty sure it existed, but I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a kerfuffle there.
A kerfuffle?
Somebody's probably going to jail.
A kerfuffle.
That's a word, right?
Maybe your meanings of words, like most Democrats, mean something different than everybody else's.
No, I just tried not to be quick to jump to judgment upon another human being, regardless of who they are. But I mean, it's regardless of whoever you're accusing of doing a particular thing. If you have the evidence, you let the evidence speak for itself, right?
And it does, doesn't it?
Okay, I'm only at your timestamp and everything, and like I said, I can believe like a lot of times when like staffers say something, it's like if somebody kind of gets into a pissing contest to prove how great they are for whatever ideological persuasion. I'm saying people say stupid shit. If they have hard evidence, well, it's a very big kerfuffle.
It's not a kerfuffle. It's criminal activity, and it demonstrates the mentality of the Democrats. It demonstrates the mentality of the people who support the Democrats every single day, the mainstream media. They want to destroy the country. I have said this many times to you.
Well,
I said this many times to other people.
Republicans have wanted to destroy the company. They said that Democrats wanted to.
Yeah, I said many times that there are people trying to destroy the nation because they want to break the Constitution.
But it's much deeper than
Republicans were that way.
Thing. What we have right now is like at least 3 to 4 faction invisible war, and it's all based on like currency and manipulation of companies.
But let's not go into how the finances of the entire world just because it's terrifying.
In the United States, financing in the United States is different than any other Western countries. This is
I'm speaking on the United States.
Well, I understand you're not speaking on the United States, but I don't care about the rest of the world. I care about the United States.
No. That's what I'm saying. Is I'm speaking specifically on the United States.
If you talk about specifically the United States, the one group that has complete power over all these financial institutions resides right over there in Washington D.C.
But there are other versions of power.
No, but they don't. They pale in comparison to the federal government.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rash, not necessarily the same thing, dude.
But can the government be manipulated by this type of by influence?
No, people can influence it, but it's easier to go the other way when you're in power. this is the difference. Yeah, you can of course influence people with money. The difference, though, is that you've got the people with the largest pool of cash is the federal government. They are the influencers. You worry so much about this group influencing the federal government and that group influencing the federal government, and you're not even looking at where the biggest pile of cash exists. It is the federal government.
Well, MC, they're always talking about the 1%, even though it's probably more or less like the 10%.
Well, even if you go down to the 1%, all right, they just did a thing. There's 1,000 people in the country pay more taxes on income taxes than the bottom 50% of the nation.
Holy shit.
Well, Mr. O'Rourke has a very attractive campaign manager. I'm sorry. I'm still a dude. But no, aside from that, here's the thing. What I took away from the couple of minutes that I've been watching through.
I got a prison pen pal.
Hey. I mean, I haven't gotten to the part of how much she actually fully knows. I haven't heard her words yet. But all I'm saying is, I'm seeing a lot of folks that seem to care about folks that are looking for a better life. Are they following the legal process? It doesn't really seem that way. You're supposed to apply and follow the actual law. But the thing is, if they are actually using campaign funds, and you're writing off saying, "Oh, we wanted a healthy breakfast," that's illegal.
That's bullshit.
Excuse me. But memes. Don't say folks. That makes people sound retarded.
What? I like the folks.
I don't like folks. I think folks are fucking idiots.
Well, no. See, I tend to believe that people ruin everything, but most folks are good people.
Okay, fair enough.
Why are they do good people ruin everything?
Well, I mean, what is a good person? I mean,
Robin
Hood to some folks was a good person. To others, he was a criminal.
Of your statement, the vast majority of people are good, and people ruin everything. So, do or do not good people ruin everything?
Well, we all contribute to.
I didn't ask about us all. Just answer the question.
I don't think good people ruin everything. I think greedy people ruin
No,
everything.
a person can be good. People, as a collective, can be the most evil motherfuckers on the planet.
Yeah.
I was combining one of my generalized tenets of humanity with some of my universal truths.
You should be anti-society completely, and want to divorce yourself down to the point where you have no society and go the Unabomber route. Not the bombing.
Well, you can't.
Okay. I understand. You're basically talking the anarcho-capitalist. So basically, I'm sorry, MC. Not all of us can become Mr. Ogre.
And that's not a bad thing, Gibbs.
Oh no, dude! He did his thing. He lives off the land.
But doing that and just ignoring society also isn't going to fix society.
Yeah, that's correct.
Well, some folks are just probably hoping it will go away if they ignore it long enough.
Okay, and that worked for Luke Skywalker in the new movies, right?
Yeah, it's also not good doing that for medical conditions either. So, no, the reason it kind of makes me sad is because every time I make the statement that people ruin everything, I haven't found one person yet to disagree with that statement. But I know UMC as well as myself, we believe most folks are good people, but it depends on the scenario. Who is good to who? If those are the folks, if you're looking for a better life, and if you're looking to do it illegally, I'm pretty sure they'd be happy to get a good meal and stuff if you're trekking thousands of miles. To them, they'd view those folks as good people. If you're viewing it from the basically the framework of you're a campaign associate or worker and you are breaking the law, folks that are typically your opponents are going to be like, you're a fucking criminal and they should go to jail and stuff. And I mean, unfortunately, fortunately, according to this, regardless of whatever you think, if the law is being broken, especially if it's for money involving a campaign, that seems like a form of corruption right there. And just corruption seems to be fucking everything over. Seems to be wasting money.
Corruption. A freaking Washington Post tweet. forget Trump, caravans, and liberal mobs. It's all healthcare all the time, this House race. They're trying to turn it all away to avoid actually talking about what they wanted to do initially. This is one of the comments that I had made. I was curious to see how this was all going to play out with the way the Republicans and the Democrats both were trying to turn this election cycle into a referendum on Trump. They were both trying to nationalize the elections. All right. This last week, you can see how that all broke out. They were successful. And the problem is now the liberals are running away from it. Oh, no, we want to talk about healthcare. We want to talk about healthcare. We want to talk about healthcare.
But I thought we were talking about healthcare last year or earlier this year, and we had opportunities to do things, but I guess we didn't do anything about it.
And speaking of Trump, the Republican House has literally all of the areas of the government right now. Why aren't they doing anything?
Because it's the fucking Senate and the goddamn House. They
It's
don't do shit.
not just the Senate. It's also the fact that the reality is that there are too many people in the Washington establishment, all right,
that
are not working, that are working for themselves and not for the people. And it's not just on the left. There's lots in the GOP. Now, one of the differences with this House race as it's going on this term is, and I pointed this out, almost a quarter of all the GOP seats are being vacated. Okay, which means they're toss-up. 45 seats are automatically toss-ups because the incumbent is not running for re-election. This is almost unprecedented in how large a scale.
You know what makes me mad? I filled out my ballot yesterday, MC, and half of the local offices had nobody running.
Really?
So what you're saying is MD is the future dog catcher of Eugene, Oregon.
He had an opportunity. He could have contributed to the libertarians in the local election win.
See, MD, you could have been a contender.
Nobody.
Dodge, are you still voting for a third party? Sorry to interrupt you guys.
No, well, I'm not running this time around. We already voted. And I actually voted for the Republican governor. I said that earlier, but MC, you weren't around yet. I did listen to you. I voted straight libertarian the rest of the time there.
I think this is the thing that a lot of folks don't realize. I mean, a lot of times, politics, it starts off all locally and everything. And if you really want to do something, just freaking do it and stuff. And especially if you only got one person listing, you kind of automatically get it as long as you get a few votes.
Yeah, but really, memes. What do I know about being freaking Lane County Commissioner for fucking section? Fuck off.
Learn on the job. Have confidence that you can do the if it's an elected office, it means most likely you can have the skill set to at least learn it on the job. You may not be perfect at it. You might not be the best at it at the time, but you've got to have confidence in yourself that you can learn that skill. Good grief. You're freaking an intelligent individual, aren't you?
I think so. You might disagree, but fair enough, sir.
You can do it.
God, what's wrong? Have confidence in yourself. Have confidence that you can learn things. If you want to be a rocket scientist, go out there and learn rocket science. Be a rocket scientist. I do not understand people's unwillingness to go out and go, you know what? Screw what everybody else says. Screw what my dad told me, what my mom may have told me, what this stupid asshole across the street is telling me, or society in general. If I want to go for something, go for it.
Go for it.
Well, no. MC brings up a great point. Like,
you dude, that was superb, sir.
Oh, well, you know what, though? What sucks is I already filled it out and sealed it because we vote by mail. But I probably could have wrote myself in and then had my wife vote for me and maybe won.
You would still have to beat Mickey Mouse. And sometimes him and Homer Simpson are right up there. But MC brings up a great point now. And that if you actually look at it from that perspective, it's like, if you're here in the States, like we've been given the greatest social experiment in the world, in these United States of America. Just like we're the freaking land of opportunity. There's thousands of people trying to come here for a better life, whether they're trying to do it legally or illegally. It's just like folks want to come here. You can make it here. You really just have to do it. And like it seems like MC was kind of saying, like there are a lot of folks out there that just don't really believe they can do anything. So we'll just kind of, I don't know. Does that feed into like a lot of this whole like, oh my God, everything is fucking me from every direction. I'm so screwed and everything, rather than just kind of like, you know what? I'm going to become the change I want to be.
Exactly, memes. Exactly. Glass half empty, glass half full. We come to these Western civilizations, to England, to the States, because you want to better yourself in a way. Do you know what I mean? This is why we're coming there. We're not taking any jobs. We're not. You know what I mean?
No, and to bring it back around, I know a lot of folks here that they might disagree, but it's like you have thousands of people that are walking thousands of miles, literally through deserts, to try to come here for a chance.
Just that.
Hold on, memes. They don't deserve the chance. Those people are scum. I'm sorry. If you're going to drag your kids across the desert, hold on. Let me finish. If you're going to drag your kids across the desert, you're an asshole.
Well, as somebody who does have some distant ancestors who drag their children through the desert, I take a slight issue with that. Yes, I'm playing the Jew card. Half a Jew card. The wrong side of the Jew card. I'm a bad Jew.
I'm Hispanic, and by the way, Hispanic people came from Europe. Just so people know, and I would like my motherfucking reparations for the fucking Muslims taking over Spain for 900 years.
Yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
No. And actually, I was thinking about wrapping up the stream in the next few minutes. So if everybody wanted to kind of give some final thoughts on how we can save the world or kind of anything in general, speak.
The only thing I can think of is just legalize cannabis worldwide. Let's all have a smoke, get together, have a pizza, and chill out.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I understand. I like to give me shit because he's a very smart guy. And I want to give his scaly ass a hug.
We can all just smoke together, man. Just be a part of the universe. Be all one, man.
I think you're talking about some other things aside from just cannabis at that point.
You just gotta chill, and you just gotta be a part of the universe, man.
MD, I think you had something to say.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna be this guy. Definitely. You want to save the world? Go over to Mad Dodge Productions and subscribe. We're saving the world almost every day via live stream. Thank you for having me on. I had to.
Saving yourself.
Thank you very much for having me on your stream, dude. Thank you very much.
No worries, mate. You're always welcome back. MC, did you have some parting words of wisdom for us?
Memes, thank you for having me.
Silicon oxide will work fine.
Well, this is my first time on the internet, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it, sir.
All right. Thank you for everyone talking over MC as he's giving us certain chemical compounds.
What chemical compounds? Are they free?
I just said silicon oxide will work fine.
I'll have a gram of that.
Oh, dear. SSM, did you have any final parting words for us?
Nah, just good night, you silly bastards.
All right, you heard it from the Sith Lord himself. So, with that, my friends, I bid you adieu. I bid you farewell, and when in doubt, go with God. Be safe, everyone. Take care.